Hey everyone, it's Lainey. Welcome back, and welcome if you're new. I found this really pretty dye here from Amazon, and I had it in my cart for a little while, and I finally just purchased it, and I'm so glad that I did. I cannot wait for you to see this card come together with just a very inexpensive piece from Amazon. I did pull some cardstock, as you can see, from Concord and Ninth. What I'm going to be using today is Sunflower, Tidepool, Briar Rose, and Carnation. Really pretty color palette here, and we have a lot of die cutting to do. I pulled two A2 size panels that I already cut down, and these are 80 pound, and I'm using the Paper Studio today. So the panels today are 80 pound cardstock, and like I said, it's an A2 size, so that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it nestles right into that die. So I think that, let's move this over so I don't mess up any of my cardstock here. And I'm going to bring in my spellbinders, and let's just go ahead and cut this full die out here. Kind of a tough fit when you are using a full die like this, like a full panel die. Okay, so what I want to do is just pop these pieces out and try to keep them on my cutting mat so it's easier for me to just put that over the trash can and throw these little white pieces away. And it's cut off a little bit up at the top, but that's okay because I want to cut this down a little bit anyways, just to, allot for a little margin. So just to note, if you purchase this from Amazon as well, just a little bit bigger than an A2 size because we need just a little more space there. Now that we have this cut out, what I want to do is glue it to the other panel that I pulled, which I said was 80 pound as well. So I'm just going to place glue where I can and glue this directly onto the full panel. Okay. And I need to pick it up so I can get this aligned. I say that. Okay, I did a better job that time. Okay, so just helping that get glued down because I had to pick it up again and relay it down. And I'm going to go ahead and put the pin in my glue because I don't want that to dry out. We have a lot more die cutting to do. So what I want to do is probably get majority of these cut out and filled in. I don't know if I want to do a flower at a time or what. But what we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So an odd number of flowers, but one full flower in the middle. And I pulled 4 pieces of cardstock. So what I want to do is use one color for the center, and then the rest will kind of alternate. So what color do I want to kind of take center stage of the card? I really love yellow. I'm loving yellow right now. I wonder. Or we could do the darker purple. You know what? Let's make the center flower. Let's cut that out in the Briar Rose here. And I'm just going to cut this down. So we're going to use this color one time for the center. And let's see here. I'm going to cut off some excess and put that in my scraps. And let's go ahead and place this down, making sure that it's in place there. Okay, and I'm going to run this through my Platinum 6, and let's go ahead and move this color out of the way because we've used that one. Let's move our tools out of the way. Okay. And what I'm going to do with the pieces that I'm going to use is just put them in this little tray here. And this tray is actually a lid to a white container from Amazon. It's just an Amazon lid. Okay, so we've got the pieces for the middle flower there. So the rest is scraps. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just cut pieces off and run this through and get the remaining flowers cut out in the colors that I want. All right, so I have all the little pieces that we're going to fill into the flowers, but I wanted to show you real quick how pretty the card front would be in a solid color. I love this sunflower. It is perfect for moving into fall for sure. Alrighty. So I've got my wax tool here. And now what we said first was that the middle flower is going to be a Briar Rose. So I'm going to come in again with my liquid glue here and fill in the flower with some glue, and then of course piece it together. And this one's easier because it's all full pieces. Like the other ones have kind of like half pieces, and you'll see that once we move to that part of the flower or the card. And I will definitely link this die in the description box. And my other channel is now launched, The Nomadic Housewife. So if you want to see behind the scenes of my life, you can check out my other channel and my Instagram accounts as well. All of that I am sharing with you guys in the description box below. And I've got one more piece here. Y'all have got to grab this die. I think it was like $8, $7.99. So worth it. So pretty. And you could just, like I said, change it up with the colors, obviously. But okay, now for the tricky part. Where do I want the other colors to come from? Maybe we'll add yellow there. Let's see what blue looks like there. We've also have Carnation. Turn that around. Maybe this one could be another blue, the Tidepool. I think, yeah, we have to fill, and then this one would be the yellow, if this is making any sense. So I think that that's how the pattern's going to be. So these two will be the Tidepool, these two will be the sunflower, and then these two will be the Carnation. I think I like how that looks, and they're kind of spread out. So I'm going to add some glue just to a couple of these little pieces, or the fuller pieces actually, and then I will come back and add the glue to the 3 last little pieces there. I just want to make sure that I fill in these pieces before that glue dries. Okay. Such a pretty color. So I'm just going to continue to fill in the flowers, speed this up a little bit, and put on some music, and you just sit back and watch this come together. Alright, so I'm on the last one here, and I don't know what happened, but up here at the top, my cardstock has a little plaque on it, and I don't know, I didn't notice it when I placed it in, and I don't know how I could have gotten, I don't know where it came from, I don't know what happened. So one thing that I can do is pull that piece up and cut out just another little sliver, which actually I think I'm going to have to because, oh wait, no, I might not have to because I have this little piece, this extra. Oh, that works out. Good. Okay. So I actually have an extra piece. So that worked out. I don't have these two pieces. So what I'm thinking about doing is probably just cutting it down that much. So we are done. I do have my paper trimmer, but this is quite thick, and I'm not sure how my paper trimmer is going to work. So I pulled my dies here, my A2 layer dies. Let's see, I pulled the third one in, and I think this one is going to work out perfectly. Okay, so I have some of my mint tape here. Make sure that my die is straight and in the correct position, and then I'm going to tape it down and run this through my spell binders. So I'm going to run this through twice because we've got 2 layers of 80-pound cardstock glued on top of each other on top of the Concord and 9. So I'm going to run it through and then back it up for the second time. Oh, goodness. Sorry for that noise. Let's see if it cut through everywhere. And it seems to have went through. So let's move that aside, and very carefully, let's try to pick up this mint tape here. Okay, so let's open up the card base. Let's magnetize that down. And this is Paper Studio as well from Hobby Lobby. So I'm really loving the 80-pound and the 110-pound that I purchased recently. And now I want to, of course, build up my panel a little bit. We do have some thickness with that paper, but I think that this just elevates the card, and I really like how it looks. So because we've got the 80-pound built up twice, I'm going to put 3 strips of foam tape and spread them out quite a bit because we've got plenty of stability here. Okay, and I need to trim that back just a bit more. And excuse the noggin for a second. I want to make sure that this is in a good place. Perfect placement there. Okay, so obviously you could style this in a portrait orientation, but I am choosing to do it in a horizontal orientation or landscape. And this is what it looks like so far. Really loving that foam tape. Okay, so now we need to think about a sentiment. And I pulled the short and sweet dies from Concord and Ninth, and there's a lot here. So sorry, here for you, oh happy day, get well soon, miss you, thanks, hello, XOXO. A lot of little dies there. But for this card, you know, because some of them are quite small, I definitely want to use one of the larger ones. So let's see. Here for you. I feel like I already have a couple cards that say here for you. If I did so sorry, this would be a really pretty so sorry card. Well, I said that I wanted a larger die, but I have this congrats here, and I think the congrats would look really nice about right there maybe. And I have 110-pound cardstock right here. I'm just going to cut it down, and I'm going to run the shadow layer through twice on 110 to build it up. And then we will decide on the color for the actual congrats. All right, so I have the shadow layer cut out twice in 110-pound cardstock. That is quite thick and is going to look really nice with that dimension. And now for the congrats, maybe we should come in with this dark purple because we only used that once. And there we have the congrats. So let's kind of see how this is going to look. Layered like that. It matches. I'm wondering, I think I'm going to cut the congrats out one other time in this silver. Man, silver or gold? Silver. I'm going to cut it out again in silver just to test out because I'm just not 100% sold on the Briar Rose. All right, so I have the sentiment cut out in the Briar Rose and the silver. I do want to note that I was calling this sunflower, and this is actually honeycomb, the yellow. I'm really thinking that the Briar Rose stands out more than the silver. The silver just kind of blends in too much, and I think it's because it's the silver on top of the white. It's just making it more bright. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with the purple. So what I want to do first is layer my shadow layer. Oh. Uh-oh, goodness. I just almost glued it upside down, and then I just spread glue on my glass mat. And I don't have a paper towel. I try to keep a roll in here, but lately I've been not doing very good with that. So this is super thick, 110 cut out twice. And now let's use the tweezers. And what I like to do for these little intricate pieces when I don't want to get out my spray adhesive, I just squeeze a little bit of glue out and then spread that bead with my precision tip, just to reduce, you know, too much glue kind of seeping out. Okay, and we can do it in the middle. I really want to go offset to the right, so it's interacting not only with the coordinating color, the Briar Rose, but also interacting a little bit with another color. So maybe about right there. A little more, it's right justified, but kind of more towards the bottom there. Let's see. I think something like this. All right, bringing in a stamping block there and just going to put my magnet on top of it just to add a little pressure. This is quite a bit of gap, but you know, from the magnet to the glass mat, but it's still a lot. It's just a little bit of pressure there. If you didn't want to use the stamping block, you could just put the magnet right on top of the sentiment and that would have a lot more pressure. But I just want you to be wary. Magnets collect a lot of debris. So if you ever put, you know, your magnet on top of your cleaner cardstock, just make sure to clean it off so there's nothing on there, because, you know, it's got a lot of stuff that, you know, sticks to it. You could always just put a piece of paper on top and then your magnet if your magnets were if you were noticing that your magnets were staining your cardstock. Okay, so that is glued down, and I'm going to bring in my wax tool once more, and we're going to add a little bit of dewdrops to finish this card up. So there's 4 sizes in here, and I always use the 2 smaller of the sizes. So we've got 2 smalls and then the 1 size up, and maybe we'll do 2 down here. So these are all in place. Let's do a little trio. So 1, 2, maybe 3. Like that. And put the smaller one. I cannot turn these little dewdrops over, and that one just, oh my goodness. Just being a little pain today. So then we've got another small one, and then let's put a glob right there, and okay. So we have a trio here and a little duo there, and I think I need to spread those 2 out just a bit. And that is the finished card. I hope you liked it. Definitely check out the description box for the tools and supplies that I used to bring this card together. Let me know what you think of the color palette, and as always, thank you so much, guys, for watching. It truly means a lot. The thumbs up helps my channel, so I would greatly appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content as well, and I'll see you in the next card or craft. Bye, everyone, and have a great day.